capturing. What the fuck is going on?
Probably made an adjustment. Let's go back.
Just whatever, man. Come on, let's get it. Where were we, man?
We're back, brothers.
Where were we, brother? Not the scriptures, dude. But you know what? That same spirit, that's of the Lord. That's why we talking about it. That's why the apostle talked about it, son. Because he's a man of the Lord. Ultimately, in this respect that he's an Israelite, he may not be a prophet of the Lord, but he's still a man of the Lord in the sense that he's an Israelite.
All right, this is Romans. We were bringing this out because we're talking about the sacrifice, man. We could be doing anything right now, but what we do is we operate in faith, believing that we're going to receive the promises to come. But this is Romans chapter 12, verse 1, and it reads, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. All right, so it's very reasonable for us to be out here because we're out here just a couple hours a week doing our videos throughout the course of the week. And the gift for that, every day, of course, the gift for that is eternal life. So why the hell would
if you're chosen, bro?
if you're chosen? So why would you not actually labor in the hope of that promise to come? And the scriptures tell us also to reaffirm our faith that he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. So it's an endurance race. We have to endure hardness as a good soldier and hope that we're of the of those who will receive the promise. That's what it's about, man. And it's to drop the plow just ultimately means that you didn't have faith. And we don't want to be those people.
Define drop the plow, brother, because
So,
they don't know what the F you talking
To
about.
drop the plow means to start working, start in this ministry, and then just like, you know what, man, I'm just not going to do this anymore. That's bullshit. That's a weak spirit, because the spirit of the Lord was never in you, because the spirit of the Lord is going to be with his elect, and they're not going to drop the plow. They're not going to stop doing this. We're going to be doing this to the very end, to our very death, man.
Yeah, come. And even if I die, the brother going to be right back, the Lord willing.
Lord willing.
The brother going to be continuing on. He not just going to disappear into obscurity.
Nah,
and
man.
Nobody's got his number and nobody hits him up.
Nah.
And he just goes back to doing what he was doing.
I'll make my contacts and do what I need to do, but I'm going to be, Lord willing, man, if that was ever to happen, I'll be here,
brother.
man.
I hope I ain't do all this in vain.
For real, nah, because
I hope I ain't do all this
we got to
in vain,
understand
man.
that, because the
I'm
scriptures...
gonna be mad at. I'm gonna see you again if you do it. If you don't do it, brother, I'm gonna see you again in the spirit,
the
brother.
scriptures say that we have to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. So no matter what, this brother can't save me. I have to continue to labor in my own self, man,
This
in
guy
the
showed the
Lord,
example, man.
Exactly. He shows
He
the
know the
example.
spirit. He know when I was out there in New Haven, you know, preaching the scriptures alone by myself in 7 degrees below zero, going up there preaching, man, and working and doing the work of the Lord.
It's crazy.
For hours, man, and really hard. It was so bad, almost had frostbite.
That one camp, I remember that was an hour and 28 minutes, and he was like, yo, I can't, Shalawam.
Yeah, I really can't do
It
this
was
no more,
negative
man.
7 degrees, and now
I gotta go, man.
we don't do that anymore.
I should say safety, man. For safety reasons, I had to go back home. I had to leave because it was goddamn 7 degrees below zero.
You ain't got to justify that to anybody, man.
And well, I mean, it is what it is. But to me, it was like, yo, you got to be out here at least 2 hours, at least as close as you can, unless the phone dies. It is what it is. You got to keep doing what you got to do.
Hey, and the phone, when it's cold like that, the phone don't last 2 hours.
Yeah,
Trust me, I've been here. I've been here when we've been out here negative, whatever, like
Well,
say
if it's hot,
15,
too.
15 degrees. If it's 90 degrees, this phone gonna die, man.
Yep, if it's hot, really, really hot, 90, 95, 100
It gotta be
degrees.
that. It gotta be 85. It just gotta be.
Yep, the phone gonna die, bro.
It's electric.
Yep, the electrical gonna go out.
Boogie,
But
boogie,
we still
boogie.
gotta present our bodies a living sacrifice.
Let me read it again. Romans 12 and 1.
Oh, that's where you were at?
Yeah.
Bugged out, man.
No, it's
Go
not.
ahead,
You
bro.
told me to read that.
It's even more bugged out. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Because my
you
mind
forgot.
just, well, no, not forgot, but because you could say that.
Yeah.
But my mind was trying to go to other areas. Go ahead, brother.
It's in the same
Thanks,
spirit.
brother. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for putting me on blast, brother. Go ahead.
This is Romans
Go ahead,
12
brother.
and 1, and it reads,
Bring out the scriptures,
I
brother.
beseech you, therefore, brethren,
Brethren.
by the mercies of the most... That's mad funny.
Hey, we gonna get to see
I
the
just-
brother.
I just
we gonna
pictured-
get to see that brother
I just
again.
picture Paul saying, I beseech you, therefore, brother,
brothers. We
By-
gonna get to see that brother.
by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice,
Yep, like
Holy-
we're doing right now, man.
holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
That's reasonable. That we don't get no kudos, we don't get no pat on the back. If we do, we do. Cool, man. You know, from men, but at the end of the day of the Lord, it's just reasonable. This is just normal.
We're just paying the 5, man.
Yep, that's nothing, man. Go ahead.
This is Romans 12 and
Paying
2.
a 5.
And be
What you know
not
about paying a 5, brother? What you know about paying a 5?
and be not conformed.
Go
I,
ahead.
I heard about it,
I
brother.
heard our stories, brother.
And be not conformed to this world. Romans 12 and 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind,
Yep.
that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So our will, the Lord called us, this is in Isaiah 49, 5 and 6. The Lord called us, right, to bring Israel and bring Jacob again unto him. Because the Israelites were scattered. We were all scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. People say, well, salvation is about the Gentiles too, right? Hey, listen, we are those Gentiles. We were those Gentiles. Remember, Paul said, as ye once were, roughly paraphrasing, ye were Gentiles as well.
Yep, in the flesh.
In the flesh.
Ephesians 2.
All right, because what that means, what that, come, let me bring it out.
Bring it out, brother.
Ephesians 2 and 11.
Bring that out, brother.
And it reads, it says, wherefore remember that ye, being in times past Gentiles in the flesh. Now, why did Paul make that distinction? He said Gentiles in the flesh, meaning that we were doing those things in the flesh that pertaineth unto the Gentiles, not following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. Come on. It says, who are called uncircumcision
Yep.
by that which is called the circumcision in flesh made by hands.
Don't let it freak you out. Just go
I'm
ahead.
not worried about
Just
it.
do
So
your thing.
the uncircumcision means those Israelites who were scattered abroad, who were about, like, that did not follow the law, statutes, and commandments and growing up, going into the ways of the heathen.
Take a little step back.
Yep, but yeah, kind of bugged out. But the circumcision, meaning those who were following the law, the Jews that knew they were Jews, and that were in Jerusalem, following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, following what they did in that time.
Say it again.
Yeah. So it says it says. Let me read the scripture again.
Yep.
Ephesians 2 and 11. Wherefore remember that ye, being in times past Gentiles in the flesh, so meaning we're following the customs of the heathen.
So it wasn't the Jews ultimately. It was the Israelites
Scattered.
who were scattered.
Yep.
Who were following the customs of the Gentiles.
Yep.
Okay.
Who-
So they didn't know that they were Jews.
Mm-hmm.
They were just following the ways of the they're following the ways of the Gentiles
Mhm.
until they found out that they were Israelites.
Mhm. Come on.
Oh, I knew I heard something funny. Go ahead.
Who are called uncircumcision. So those.
Not following the law.
Yep. So the Israelites who were let me keep
Who are
going.
not following the law.
Who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh.
Who those
So-
who are keeping the law.
so those
were calling those who were not keeping the law
Gentiles.
Gentiles.
All right. So that's what that means. That's what it means to be to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad greeting. Because we were scattered among the heathen, which was something that was prophesied to happen in Deuteronomy.
4:27.
There we go.
17.
No, you had it right.
4:27.
4:27.
Word.
Because Deuteronomy 4:27 tells us that would happen. We would be scattered among the heathen.
Diaspora.
Yep, the diaspora. All right? The diaspora, the word for scattering in James 1 and 1. Diaspora, and let me actually get it, because I love bringing this part out.
Diaspora.
Diaspora. And it's very specific. It's not
really-
just, it's not even a general word. The interlinear brings it out. But this is
Yep.
James.
And Grecians too means Greek-speaking Jew. Go
Yep.
ahead.
This is James 1 and 1. It says, James, a servant of the Most High, and of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. So we're going to go into the interlinear in the blue letter. And it says here, you look at the word tribes, or you look at the word scattered. The word for scattered is G1290. And it reads here, it says, of Israelites in the outline, of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations. Dispersed among foreign nations. Remember, we will be scattered and left few among the heathen. Okay? So meaning that there's going to be Israelites that are in China, Japan, different
Chinese Jakes.
The Chinese. There's mad Chinese Jakes, man.
There's gonna be goddamn Czechoslovakian
Yeah,
Jakes.
yeah, those dudes that be dancing and stuff, like dancing them Chinese people. Those people are Jakes.
Yep.
I seen that earlier.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But let's read it again. G1290 diaspora.
No.
It says of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations. So there will be Israelites. Let me bring out the precept to that. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 1. All right, because it tells you some of the nations.
Talk about Mary and the mark of the beast.
Yep, come. 1 Peter 1 and 1. It says, Peter, an apostle of Yahushua HaMashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. Okay, so it says, Peter makes a distinction that there are Israelites scattered among those nations. All the Israelites are not just in Jerusalem. So if you're an Israelite that's not in Jerusalem, you are counted as a scattered Israelite. Okay? We were scattered Israelites, man. We are scattered Israelites. You are counted as a Gentile.
Be a Gentile if you're following the ways of the heathen.
Right. You're following if you are following the ways of the heathen. So there are some Israelites that were in other nations, like in Egypt, that would come back, that knew they were Israelites, that would come back, or Ethiopia, like the Ethiopian eunuch,
the man of Ethiopia, who was a eunuch,
who was an Israelite. Yep.
The man of Ethiopia, who was a eunuch,
right? Because that was the nation which he lived in.
Yep,
right,
that's where he was scattered at.
Exactly. So some Israelites that were scattered had knowledge that they were Israelites, and then they would return back to Jerusalem for the Passover.
That's why the angel of the Lord said to Philip, "Let's go to it, brother. Go to Acts chapter number, I think it's
8.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
No.
Understand this, what thou readest. How can I, unless a man should guide me?" So yeah, he was an Israelite. The angel of the Lord came up to Philip and he said to the Ethiopian, who was a eunuch of,
I was right.
a eunuch of Ethiopia.
Yeah, I was right.
Bring it out.
Yay! That's funny. This is Acts chapter 8, verse 29, and it reads. Let me start at verse 26. It says, "And the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, saying, Arise, and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. And he arose and went. Behold, a man of Ethiopia."
Of Ethiopia. That don't mean that he's an Ethiopian. He's a man of Ethiopia. Go ahead.
"And eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians."
A eunuch. He had great authority because he was a man of the Lord, ultimately.
Who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship.
Yeah, because he was a man of the Lord. He was an Israelite.
Was returning and sitting in his chariot reading Isaiah the prophet.
Yep, he's reading Isaiah.
Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near and join thyself to this chariot.
Yep, so his conscience said unto him in his mouth, or in his head rather, hey, go see what's up with this guy. Just like many of us, we go about our days and we say, hey, go see what's going on with this dude real quick. Mm-hmm. You know how your mind to tell you something like that? Hey, go talk to this guy real quick. You be like, let's do this. Yeah, that's your own self saying it.
You say,
well,
hold on, brother.
Hold on, brother. Oh, wait a minute, brother.
You saying the Spirit?
So you said that I said that the Spirit said to me, brother? Well, yeah, it will ultimately reveal unto you. Spirit. Your conscience will say, hey, go see what's going on with this guy. Go ahead.
Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest?
Yeah, you understand what's going on?
And he
said, what you're talking about? You know what you're reading, bro?
And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me?
Unless a man should guide me.
And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. The place of the scripture which he read was this: He was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before his shearer, so opened he not his mouth.
Yeah, so he's reading the scriptures. But ultimately, he was an Israelite who was scattered, according to Deuteronomy 4:27, the Israelites were going to be scattered. The diaspora was regarding James 1:1, and also 1 Peter 1:1.
You got to
So
remember.
the Israelites scattered abroad, scattered throughout Pontus,
Cappadocia,
Bithynia,
Asia.
yep, Asia.
You got to think, we were in captivities. We were exiled from Jerusalem multiple times, man. So that's why there's a scattering. And then also we have in 1 Maccabees chapter 13, verse 40, to I believe it was like 40 to verse like 42, when it talks about how the Israelites were, the northern kingdom was taken out of Assyrian kingdom. We were freed from that, or whatever. And
we talking about Esdras.
Salakia. Esdras, yeah. I don't know why I said that. First Esdras chapter 13, verse 40.
There you go.
All right.
Yep. Correct.
The water. So we were taken, right? We were out of Assyrian captivity because the northern kingdom was put into Assyrian captivity because the northern kingdom
left the Assyrian captivity.
We left, yeah, right.
We took counsel together and said, let's leave
let's
the
be out.
multitude of the
Let's be
heathen.
out. Yep.
Let's get the hell up out of these people.
Yep.
Let's make an exit, man.
So when we
Let's
left,
bounce, bro.
we traveled 18 months around the land called Asaroth, right? Asareth, and then we went over to the Americas. That's why the so-called Native Americans and Latinos, like the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, all those different tribes of people were here before the Edomites got here.
Yep, and the so-called Mexicans, which is the Ishikarites,
Yep.
they had knowledge of the stars, and they had these different, not sure what the name of the properties of those elements were, but they had these things that would reflect off of the stars to be able to tell them where they were going. So they knew the actual trajectory of where they were going to go specifically, man. And the Lord put the spirit on them to be able to discern where the hell they were going, man.
God.
That's very spiritual, man. It's very spiritual, man. They know that where they were supposed to go.
And we resided here for hundreds of years before, because remember, that took place when? That took place in 720 BC, I believe. No. 620 BC.
Around there, the 8th century.
It was
Just
six,
say the 8th
no.
century.
It was the 7th century. We were let out because it was Haran. We got out. It was in 623 BC.
When he was
were
led
out.
into captive in the 8th century
Yep.
BC, so it was the 8th century BC's captivity.
Well, we were let out.
Around
we left.
8th, say that between the 8th and 7th century, that's when the Israelites went into their own exile.
But we left in 620. I know that for a fact. I'm a photographic memory
around
from
there,
the joint.
around there, exactly.
From the Holman.
So ultimately, brothers, that's when the Israelites went back into their own land, which the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai sent them to. Through 2nd Ezra chapter number 13, verse number 40. Okay? Whenever mankind dwelt, that's when they were calling them Quetzalcoatl and all of these different things, which is really Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai visited the Americas, man, contrary to popular belief. Okay? You don't think Yahweh Shai came over here to the Americas to see the other 10 tribes? Now let's go into Mary, man. Let's go into Mary, the sister of Lazarus, before we wrap up the camp, man. Mary, the sister of Lazarus. Why is this relevant? Why is this relevant? Because the living sacrifice that we put up ultimately week by week is ultimately in the scriptures, just like the sacrifice that Mary, the sister of Lazarus, not Magdalene, had put up for Yahweh Shai. And her works of sacrifice are going to be told for all time. Bring this up.
This is Matthew chapter 26, verse 6. It says, Now when Yahweh Shai was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? Specifically Judas Iscariot. For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. And when Yahweh Shai understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her.
Break it down.
Why is that? So basically, Mary was anointing the Lord Yahushai in her faith. The alabaster.
The works that she did was ultimately.
It was a work of her faith. It was a proof of her faith in Yahushai. So, what happened, right, is the alabaster box of oil could have been sold for a lot of money, but it was a righteous sacrifice that she did in faith in Yahushai. That's why she did that. And Judas Iscariot was upset because he was a thief and he had the bag and he was trying to get some money from that oil, man.
That's right.
But that's why his name is remembered as the man who betrayed Yahushai, and her name is remembered righteously as the one who anointed the Lord for burial. Oh wow, that's crazy. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. This is a fulfillment of that. I know, you're right. A good name is better than precious ointment.
Yep.
All right, in the day of death than the day of one's birth.
Yes.
So now the precious ointment, right? A good name. Mary received a good name. She had a good reputation because she was able to sacrifice the ointment, the spikenard, to anoint the Lord for burial. That was more important to her than actually keeping it. So when it says a good name, because her name was remembered even unto this day for that deed. So your works are always going to be remembered in the sight of the Lord, whether they be good or whether they be evil. It says in the day of death than the day of one's birth. Why? Because when you die, all your works are going to be measured in the balance. Take a guy like Kobe Bryant. When people talk, well, now they get slandered and shit now. Get me mad. But when you think of that name, you think of somebody who's excellent in basketball, a master of his craft.
Yeah, that's what he's known for.
He's known for that.
Just like the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Right, just like the Lord Yahushai. What is he known for? To the Israelites who know the name, he's known. On the contrary,
but like man,
he's known as though he who saved his people from their sins,
he's known for what he's known for,
which is the sacrifice as the unblemished lamb for the elect of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
That's what he's known for. So when you talk about people who are, if you're the day of your birth, you don't have any works. So there's nothing to which you can be remembered by, man. Like nobody remembers an aborted fetus, man. Rough to put it out there like that. Because there's no works, man. The day of death, people bring honor to your death.
That's not really it. They really never were born.
They were not really born.
They never had a chance to live and do works. They were just already defeated before they even existed.
There's nothing to be remembered by, man.
Which is sad because, a lot of Jake get abortions or whatever when they really don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because, the money system and whatnot, Esau, Edom's so-called white man's system of money presses Jake so much that they fear having to physically take care of and sacrifice the money that they receive, but they barely got the money to pay for their own bills right now. How the hell are they going to be able to pay for a kid as well?
But a lot of these wicked women,
It's too harsh of a judgment.
a lot of these wicked women of our nation, they do that shit just for
That's
fun.
why the Lord's going to destroy Esau, Edom, and ultimately put him to death, man. Okay?
And slavery too.
So we can wrap up the camp, man.
We gotta
whenever
talk
you're ready.
about the mark of the
mark
beast,
of the
man.
beast real quick, and then we'll wrap up the camp.
This is
We don't want to forsake that.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, and it reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads."
So set the premise first.
So again, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, was the size of a grain of rice that will be required in order to partake as a member of this society, to buy and to sell.
Yep, just like Catherine Albright had
Yep.
ultimately said in her book Spy Chips.
Yep.
Every single one of you Akim should buy that book Spy Chips by Catherine Albright.
Mm-hmm.
And also research Catherine Albright's discussions, should I say, or lectures
This YouTuber.
on the RFID radio frequency identification technology.
Yeah.
You should be researching her lectures on these things.
Yeah, like somebody like Catherine Albright, that's what she's known for.
Because she is bringing out the information regarding the technology that's ultimately going to set the structure and infrastructure that's being laid out right now through this, what's that shit called?
I'm talking about the digital currency.
What's it called? The brand new thing that they just set a bill in place. There's a brand new digital thing
I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
called something currency.
It's like something base. It's like hold on.
I ain't paying attention.
Nah,
I'm just living. I'm just living my best life. No. You better come up with it, brother. All right. You got about 10 seconds, dude, to come up with this.
Is that what it is?
No,
I'm
it's
looking for
basically
some beautiful bill.
something that's an infrastructure to a precursor to the mark of the beast. It's going to be a precursor, a digital currency premise that ultimately is going to set the infrastructure, lay the framework, which this lady said, for digital currency, no longer being able to buy and sell unless you have this system in place.
It's a crypto bill into law. So it
Called
says
what?
It says President Donald Trump on Friday signed the first major congressional overhaul of cryptocurrency rules into law, delivering a campaign.
What's the name of that shit? Real cash, real ID, something like that.
It's called the Genius Act.
Yep.
Stable coins. That's what it is.
Stable coin, bro. You got it.
Yep.
My man,
Stable
brother.
coins, yep.
Good job, brother. So ultimately, that's what it is. Stable coin lays the infrastructure, which one of the ladies had, who was in Congress, which she's going to get fired. She's not going to get reelected. They're going to pass the legislation no matter what. Mm-hmm. But she was the only one to say no to it, which ultimately it's going to get passed. But she didn't say, the only one. Mm-hmm. What you think they're going to do to her? You're deleted. You're out of here.
And we know the whole system is rigged because remember Joe Biden in like 2001 said you're gonna roll on this one day. He was talking about
mark my words. You will work on it. That at RFID, you can pull it up, bro.
Yeah,
pull it up.
Now he probably doesn't remember.
Try to pull it up because it's edifying. The RFID microchip was ultimately prophesied long ago, but it was talked about from the legislation inside America, just like we have been saying, man. For years, decades. Me, myself, 10 years. The apostles, 4 decades, man. All right? Other brothers, 2 decades, a decade and a half, the elders. Go ahead. I'm not an elder yet. Someday, maybe I might become. Right? I'm just a soldier, man. All right? I'm just a soldier.
Now you're an officer.
I am just an officer, man. Go ahead. Let's get it.
I'm looking for it. You got to stall.
So what we were concerning?
The Joe Biden mark my words.
Joe Biden RFID microchip. That's all you got to do is research that, bro. Joe Biden, you will rule on that, Joe Biden. It's going to come right up. Mark my words. You will rule on that.
Mark my words.
You will rule on it. Mark my words, Joe Biden. Put that specifically. It's going to come right up.
I did.
RFID microchip, Joe Biden. Go ahead and put that in there.
It's probably off the internet.
Nope, it's in there.
It's off what's called RFID.
Put you will rule on it, Joe Biden.
I already did. Didn't pop up. I'm gonna Google that shit. It's not on YouTube.
Let me see.
I know
bro.
exactly.
Let me see.
No. I got it. I know where it looks like, but Joe Biden.
You will rule on it, Joe Biden, RFID microchip. We're gonna wait for the brother to find it. He gonna find it, man.
It's 2005.
Go ahead.
It's on C-SPAN. I don't know if they got the video. Here we go.
They got it, bro.
There we go.
They definitely got the video. Go ahead.
Here it goes, brother.
Bring it out, brother.
Boxes. Sure, they bring you
Commercial.
Bring it on out, brother.
Show you how to use it. Tara.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Discover life outside.
What's going on with this? You don't got an account?
It's a
What's going on?
commercial, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, man.
You ain't got an account yet?
It's not. It's
come
on
on,
C-SPAN.
come on. Go ahead, bring it
Come
up.
It's loading.
Listen to this, brothers. Brothers.
Come on. It's loading off a website.
Wait till you get it up and then show it.
There we go.
Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to
Come on,
track
let's
his
get
every
it.
movement? There's enough whether you be a justice who believes that the Constitution
Come on, let's go.
faced with equally consequential decisions in the 21st century. Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to track his every movement? There's actual discussion about that. You will rule on that, mark my words, before your tenure is over. Can brain scans be used to determine whether a person is inclined toward criminality or violent behavior? You will rule on that. And Judge, I need to know whether you'll be a justice who believes that the constitutional journey must continue to speak to these consequential decisions, or that we've gone far enough in protecting against government intrusion into our autonomy, into the most personal decisions we make. Judge, that's why this is a critical moment. There are elected officials in this government, such as Mr. DeLay, a fine, honorable, patriotic man, and others, who have been unsuccessful in implementing their agenda in the elected branches. So they've now poured their energies, as the left would if it were different, they've now poured their energies and resources into trying to change the court's view of the Constitution. And now they have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the filling of 2 Supreme Court vacancies, one of which...
All right, so that's it, brothers.
That's it, man.
That was in 2005, 20 years ago that Joe Biden said that. Now he doesn't even remember he said that shit, man.
So you know that old codger who's really about to die right now, really literally got colon cancer and he about to be destroyed. But ultimately, man, you will rule on that. They have to make a decision whether the RFID microchip is going to be implemented, yes or no. Okay? Just like the scripture says in Revelation, the 13th chapter, man. Okay? It's going to go down. And the elect is going to say, nope, we're not taking it. And the Israelites that are not of the elect, they're going to take it, man. All right? And if you take it, you're going to be destroyed. We're going to end the close on that. First and foremost, we're going to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arukakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone who rule well and teach well. Brother Hawashai Zion here with the brother.
Brother Kasad, Shalom.
Shalom to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Tawadah, the house of David. Shalom. Until next time.
Abad Babal.
Destruction to America, man.
Shalom.
This place is